Hello there. Thanks for tuning in to ET Now. You're watching Your Trades with me, Mansi Dave and Kavita Thaplial. And the session today was volatile. We didn't start that great, but during the session and the last 1.5 hour of trade was really a momentum-based trade where Nifty did plan and reclaim the 24,700 mark. And during the entire session, Kavita, the Dalal Street was eyeing GST meet outcome as well.
Exactly. Tomorrow also we'll be looking at the meet outcome. But then most importantly, once again, a very interesting session, as you rightly mentioned, and the market took a fantastic U-turn, ended on a very high note, and not even the major indices, even the broader indices lended support to the market. Metals and pharma healthcare clearly emerged as strong performers supporting the market today, driving well. Apart from that, auto, banks, energy, even consumer durable and reality also closed with steady gains, except for IT, definitely today weaker in the session. Top counters on the loser side were IT counters, Infosys, Wipro, TCS. We saw they closed almost down 1.5%. But then, yes, metals once again shining in today's trade. Tata Steel, Hindalco, JSW, Tata Steel almost 6%. But then look at Hindalco and JSW and almost 2.5 to 3%. So the metal counters were definitely shining. The market breadth was strong throughout the session, and it ended with 1933 advances and declines almost 894. And once again tomorrow as well, the market will be focusing on the GST meet outcome. But then having said that, let's get your trade strategies set. We have with us Kunal Parar, who's the Vice President Technical Research and Algo Choice Equity Broking. Kunal, hi, afternoon and welcome to the show. All right, so very interesting session. We ended almost 24,715. That's the level, 135 points up. So what's up for tomorrow, and how are you looking at the market?
Well, good afternoon. And if you talk about the market looks very attractive at present level. We have so a good closing about 24,700. Now that's a sentimental level, and since last few days Nifty was facing strong resistance of 24,600, but in today's trading session it gave a close above this level, so sentiment has turned into positive side. But yeah, little bit concern is there, and strong resistance that Nifty may face. It's at 24,750, which is its 100 days moving average. So let's say if Nifty is sustaining above this level, then further upside would be there up to the level of 25,200 level and more above it. So as of now, one has to keep an eye on 24,750, because it's a strong resistance, because it's a 100 days moving average as well. And if you talk about downside, strong support, then 24,400, 24,300 may act as a strong support. And positive story for our Indian market is related to the GST Council meeting, and everyone is expecting that we may see some rate cut and stable at 5 to 18%, and it will give a big boost to our Indian market. So if a result comes out, then definitely we may see some gap opening in upcoming trading session. So one has to keep an eye on Nifty's long position.
All the eyes are on the GST meet outcome and what is coming for the consumption basket at present. But then having said so, the broader markets were also mirroring the benchmarks. And Kunal, good afternoon again from there to here, from ET Now Swadesh to ET Now. We meet again. What are your trading ideas for the session next?
Well, from my side, two stocks are there which looks very attractive. First, it's Hyundai from consumption story. Hyundai gave its close at 2508 level. One can get into this stock because we have seen a very good upside momentum this counter. Not only this, stock has been trading above its 100 days moving average, and stock has recently given a breakout of its recent top, and it has been trading in its uncharted territory. So multiple equations are there which looks very attractive, and suggesting to go for long in this stock. We will keep SL at 2430, and if you talk about target wise, first target comes at 2576. And if stock break this level, then further upside would be there up to the level of 2680. And if you talk about second stock, then Zydus Life Science looks very attractive at present level. Stock has been trading above its 100 and 200 days moving average, and in today's trading session we have seen some breakout in its early chart. So we may see some good upside momentum during upcoming trading session. We will keep SL at 968 level, and if you talk about target wise, first target comes at 1038, and if stock sustain above this level, then further upside would be there up to the level of 1088. So both Zydus Life and Hyundai looks very attractive at present level.
And Hyundai, your buy call. Thank you so much, Kunal, for taking time out and recommending these picks to our viewers today. But then let's move on. Vikash Kumar Jain, Head of Research and India Strategy CLSA, mentions the list of sectors that he prefers. He is bullish on staples, utilities, IT, auto, reality.
Our setup, our favored areas are defensive sectors, number one, consumption, and rate sensitives. So those are the three themes that we are focused on in terms of how our positioning is. So when I say defensives, staples, utilities, and IT are our overweights. Along with that, if you were to look at consumption, then autos along with staples falls in that bracket, and autos with real estate also falls in that bracket of rate sensitives, small overweight in banks, and more stock specific kind of overweight in energy. That's really how our India focused portfolio is positioned at the current juncture in terms of, but again, some of these events could make us rethink and look at positioning, even more closely if we have to change something, make it more extreme or change into another sector. I think some of these events could pretty much matter a lot.
So that was the word from the Vice on the back of fundamentals in the markets. But then all eyes are on the important GST meet as the council takes a decision on the announcements made by Prime Minister Modi during his Independence Day speech. The street is pricing in a $13 billion consumption boost if slabs are rationalized, leading to tax cuts and demand boost. Let's go across to Prakash Priyadarshi to understand what are the major announcements expected. Prakash, hi. What can be expected from the important GST Council meet?
Meeting is underway, and we are learning from our sources that the GST Council is deliberating process simplification under GST. The process of return filing and how the compliance burden could be eased for the subscriber consumers going forward. However, the discussion on rates yet to start, and we are expecting it will take sufficient. The GST Council will take sufficient time to have wider deliberation before coming onto a conclusion. As you are aware, that the GST GOM on rate rationalization has already accepted the central's proposal for a two-rate structure, 5% and 18%. In fact, almost 99% of items under 12% category will come under 5%. Items under 28%, such as cement, electricals, electronic items, will come under 18% category. There will be a separate 40% slab, which will comprise, thin goods and high-end luxury cars. Items such as bikes, cars, and pan masala, tobacco will attract 40% taxes. Along with that, if you look at the key economic sectors, such as agriculture, textiles, fertilizer, renewable energy, automotive, handicrafts, medical devices, insurance, construction, could see big benefits under the new structure. In fact, the GST GOM on rate rationalization has also accepted the central proposal of complete exemption of GST on insurance on insurance premiums. That's an important development coming in. In fact, the GST Council will also deliberate. But the one thing that will create a little huddle before the consensus is, of course, potential revenue loss. In fact, this opposition ruling states have raised their concerns about potential revenue loss. They are demanding a clear framework to compensate them against potential revenue loss. Let's see how it pans out. But at this point of time, a crucial GST Council meeting is underway, and we are expecting some major announcements. Back to you.
All right, thank you so much, Prakash, for all those details. And Andhra Pradesh FM said that they support Centre's proposal on the GST rate rejig. Let's listen into it.
As an alliance party, we are supporting, from Andhra Pradesh, we are supporting the major reforms in the GST sector, which are being proposed by Government of India. Most of them are going to help the common man and poorest of the poor. They are coming from the food sector, education, health, steel, cement, textiles, all the reforms which are being proposed by the Government of India to bring down the burden on the common man.
So that's the big GST reset, which we all are eyeing. But coming back to the markets, let's go across to Shrishti and understand what are the breakout or breakdown stocks. Shrishti?
Well, we had seen a good run-up in the markets, and we have got two breakout stocks to highlight for our viewers today. And firstly, let's have a look at the metal major, that is Hindalco, because this particular counter has seen almost a 3 to 4% jump in today's trading session. But on the charts, it was very interesting to see how the stock actually managed to break above its resistance of 720 rupees. You can see multiple times the stock has faced rejection from these levels, but in today's trading session, from the word go, the stock just build on to its gains, and the stock was actually higher and one of the top gainers on the Nifty 50 side. But other than that, what was interesting to see is that the stock has been now trading above its key moving average. But moving on to the next counter then, and that is Coal India on the charts. Yes, of course, one of those beaten down names, but in today's trading session, what was interesting to see is the breakout of the falling trend line. The stock has been consolidating in a tight range, but for today, you can clearly see a breakout happening over there. Whether or not it will sustain and move above and build on to those gains, that will be critical to watch out for. But yes, for today, the stock managed to break above that and took exactly its support on its 20-day moving average. So these are the two counters for today where we have spotted a breakout. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Srishti, for that. But then let's talk about Indus Towers, and Indus Towers was in focus in trade today as CLSA has maintained its high conviction outperform on the stock after the board approved its Africa business foray, but the brokerage has trimmed its targets. Let's go across Kanishka for all the rationale behind it. Kanishka?
Absolutely. So like you said, CLSA maintains its high conviction outperform rating on Indus Towers, but it has cut the target price to 520 rupees from 595 rupees earlier. Now the brokerage sees that there's limited impact from Indus's push for Africa, while Airtel Africa, that operates over 37,000 towers, only about 2,100 are owned, and Indus is likely to benefit from under 500 towers across these markets. So that's the view coming from CLSA. In fact, it notes that despite an anchor relationship with Airtel Africa, revenue diversification from this region is unlikely to have a very significant impact on the company. Instead, CLSA had expected for the Indus management to prioritize capital structure improvement, and particularly through higher dividend payouts. While the board remains committed to reinstating distribution, CLSA on the other hand has flagged the delay as unjustified. So that's the view coming from CLSA on Indus Towers. Strong fundamentals, but some strategic delays could weigh on the sentiment. So that's CLSA on Indus Towers.
So on the radar, Indus Tower and the CLSA report on the same. But now let's go across to Rabinder and understand what were the stocks and news doing the rounds on the back of news flows during the session. Rabinder, over to you.
Well, as Kaplan Point Lab is in focus, where company has received US FDA approval for milrinone lactate in 5% dextrose injection infusion bag, and it is used for the treatment of patient with acute decompensated heart failure. Netweb Technologies is also in the focus, where company has secured a 1734 crore strategic order to power India's sovereign AI infrastructure. TBO Tech is also in the focus on the back of their acquisition, where company has announced that the company will acquire a US-based classic vacation from the Phoenix-based investment from the Nafaji companies, and the cost of the acquisition is USD 125 million and is expected to complete by the first week of October 2025. Acme Solar is also in the focus, where company have been awarded a letter of acceptance for 50 megawatt farm and dispatchable renewable energy project at a tariff of rupees 4.43 per unit in 250 megawatt FDRE tender floated by the Tata Power. And lastly, Star Health is also in the focus on the back of brokerage note, where ICICI Security has come out with a note, and they have maintained their buy rating and revised target price to rupees 1,512 as compared to earlier target price rupees 461. They say that the valuation of the Star Health will remain attractive, and they expect various initiatives undertaken in FY25 to show result from the H2 FY26. So back of this, Star Health is also in focus.
Okay, thanks for all of those updates, Rabinder. Moving ahead, let's now tell you what are the important cues and triggers you need to watch out for the session next. Snehi is here with all the cues to watch out. Snehi, over to you.
Well, yes, lots of cues to watch out for. It's going to be the second day of the very important GST meeting and all eyes are going to be on that. Other than that, back home, it's going to be the weekly sensex expiry, the first sensex expiry that will be taking place from Thursdays, and now on that is going to be the norm. So watch out for how the market reacts on the back of both of these very important triggers. Other than that, globally from the US, you have trade data coming out along with initial jobless claims and the ISM services number, and from Eurozone, you have retail sales data that will also be coming out. But shifting focus to some global earnings then, Lululemon, CVC Capital Partners and Samsara are going to be some majorly recognized brands that are going to be coming out with their earnings. Shifting focus back home in terms of corporate action and board meetings, it's going to be the last day to buy the shares of Bajaj Consumer to be eligible for their share buyback, and a whole host of shares are going to be trading ex-dividend, the likes of Finolex Cables, Gujarat Gas, Kalyan Jewellers, Metro Brands, New India Assurance, NTPC, Oil India, ONGC and a whole host of other stocks, so watch out for all of them. In terms of annual general meeting, the focus will be on Godfrey Phillips, Gujarat Pipavav Port, Aster DM, Vedant Fashion, SpiceJet and PNB. All of these companies will be holding their annual general meetings, so watch out for if there are any announcements from them. And lastly, in terms of other events, you'll have Apple that's going to be opening its fourth store in India and first store in Pune's Koregaon Park, so watch out for this. Along with that, you have some important commentary coming in from some Fed officials. New York Fed President John Williams is expected to speak, and so is Chicago Fed President Austin Goolsbee. So watch out for any commentary on what they are making of this entire tariff ordeal, where they see the economy going, and if anything else, if they include in their speech. And also, Apple is going to be in focus on the back of the store opening, but you will also have its rival Samsung in focus because they are going to hold the Samsung Galaxy Unpacked event as well. So all eyes are going to be on all of these cues.
Absolutely, Snehi. A lot of cues to watch out for. Thanks for that. Moving ahead, let us now understand the importance of investing. Well, the beginning of the month often marks key financial activities, salary credits, bill payments and planning expenses. But just as we plan for our expenses, it's equally important to plan for our investments. To encourage this habit, SBI Mutual Fund, in collaboration with Times Network, is launching a nationwide investor awareness initiative, Bharat Nivesh, Behtar Nivesh, Behtar Kal. The objective of this initiative is to promote the habit of consistent investing among Indians, helping them secure their financial future. As part of the campaign, we are observing 4th of every month as a monthly reminder to ensure that you start your mutual fund SIP or ensure your existing SIP continues. So go on and set your reminder to invest consistently and stay committed to your goals for the financial well-being of you and your loved ones. And on that note, we wrap up this segment of Your Trades, but there's a lot lined up on ET Now, so you stay tuned with us. Thank you.